All right. Well, hello everybody. This will be my first live stream of a test than anything, but right now I'm down at Kelly's Island. Right, I'm actually in the Clark Fork, near where it meets with the Bitterroot River. Right now I am in the middle of schools of all sorts of fish here. So let me flip this around, and hopefully you'll be able to see them on camera there. I don't know if you can see them flashing, or not so much flashing. They're kind of more eating food on the rocks. You can see these right by my shadow of my head. Those ones have kind of a somewhat of a leopard pattern on them, almost kind of like a yo-yo loach type of pattern, something like that. Not sure what these are. Some of them were the sucker type of fish, and then over here kind of had a school of shape. I don't see them right now. Might be able to see more of these guys down here. So I'm not sure how this live stream thing works. Doesn't look like anyone is on here yet. And maybe no one will come on. Or maybe do I have a chat? Yeah, looks like chat's on. Yeah, want to test how audio works out here. The wind's kind of low right now, so it's kind of a big guy right there. I don't know if you can see him. He has kind of a red tail. Just took off. I'm about 30 feet from that side, and all my stuff's over there. This is the shallow side. It's about as deep as I want to get without swimming gear. I don't know if you can see that shining right there. The kind of lays on the side. And there's some of those shiner type fish. They just kind of have shiny bodies. They don't really have any type of... There's a couple more. Oh, they're all around my toes here. Oh, got a big guy coming up behind me here. Where he went. You can see all these guys right here by my feet. Boy, he's just staying right here behind me, the big guy. Might be able to see all these. Oh, there's one with a pretty pattern. I don't know if you can make that out on camera. Just right there. Not sure what he is. I'll have to find out though. That look kind of cool in an aquarium. Yeah, see all these guys just right down here at my feet. There's kind of a big guy hanging out down here. Well, part of what I wanted to show, here's kind of one of those shiner type. Actually came here to show where I get my rocks, my aquarium. Even though most of this rock you see underwater here is kind of covered with moss. You see, like right there's a piece of quartz. They get disturbed, you can see what they're really made out of. Hopefully that's not too loud walking through the water, but I don't know if you can see all those fish just swimming all over the place there. Right. Already you can kind of see a rock here that's been disturbed, has some neat patterns. And these I kind of set up near my spot, but see this big chunk of agate here. Some bladder snails on it. Cutter, it would be pretty. Might be make for a pretty aquarium rock. See all these little bugs and minnows in the water here. Water level's really low. Fishing isn't allowed after 2 p.m. on the weekdays and just after 2 p.m. But so the water temperature's getting too high. Actually today I would say it's in the low, probably about 73, 74 is what it feels like here. So it has cooled down a little bit. So these rivers are cool water. So not sure what something just popped up on my screen and I wasn't looking. Oh well. Yeah, that was the agate, and then let's see, another agate, another red agate, a great big red and orange on here. Just kind of give you some size on it. And this, just a chunk of gnarly quartz. This type of quartz is the type that you can sometimes find gold in, even though this Bitterroot River is not known for gold so much as it is its gems, I would say. Crystals, quartz, agate, other stuff like that, geode type stuff, all the volcanic activity. Yeah, usually out here, just kind of walk around. As you can see, here's where I was just walking from. Water's very pleasant. Yeah, as you're walking around out here, you kind of know what to look for. You can kind of spot the cool rocks. This one here is kind of a green and blue, it's a wavy pattern. You know, that's not quite cool enough for me. Someday if I do a green tank, I might get a bunch of those and like tile the bottom with them. You see here's a chunk, another big chunk of agate. Got some red. And yeah, kind of another orangish red rock here. And then yeah, another agate right here. But yeah, the hardest part is getting them from here, walking all the way up through there, and then down over to there. That's where the public access Spurgeon Road for Kelly's Island. Gonna post some other videos from today. I found a plant that looks like a lily, and I didn't know of anything like that other than our native lily pad plants. Here's if you can see that, that's like a serpentine there. Green agate, not quite jade, you know, not that pure. This would be like a pre-form of that. And I probably will take this one home. When you get into the Bitterroot River itself, it's mostly all this granite rock, which isn't bad. It's sparkly, and you know, here's another little piece. I don't know if you can see any of that sparkling in the sun, but I may do a tank with that someday. Part of the problem is with granite, it's so full of mineralization that I kind of worry. Here's kind of a Interesting one. Here's kind of a red. It's not very smooth though. I only like the really smooth ones. Feel like polished glass. But as you can see, sandbar after, or gravel bar after gravel bar after gravel bar just to get back to shore. So actually, another part I wanted to come down here today is, instead of buying sand, figured I'd just pick some up here from the beach. We don't get a whole lot of sand. That mostly just washes down. We're just left with the gravel. But there's little bars of actual sand there. As you can see, like little chunks of quartz. Bright and shiny that is, and that's agate. All sorts of granite. It's kind of a black one there. But if you like the ones with the quartz stripes through them, all sorts of that. This bubbly looking rock. With kind of that tiger pattern on it. You know, these are so smooth you can almost swallow that like a pill. And if I had an easy way to get this stuff home, it would be easier. Yeah, looking at the ground, looking at rocks might be boring to most of you. There's a quartz. All sorts of quartz, other stuff out here, but yeah, I'm probably going to take a few of these home, but mostly going to try to get more sand so I can start the base for the tank. I may finish off by walking on out here again. See those minnows? It's over here. Sorry about that. Taking you for a wild ride. You can see those guys. Some bigger fish as we get out here. Try to keep it quiet. Yeah, we had about an inch of rain over the last couple weeks, which is pretty unheard of for us in the summer. Help cool things down. You can see the mountains through the smoke. There's still a little bit of haze, but the guy looked like he was about to suck on my toe. Cool if I got to see a sturgeon out here, type of big monster. Even, I don't know what they're called, but the native sucker fish here, they get as big as me. They're not like big and fat like a lot of catfish are. They're kind of long and skinny, kind of more like a sturgeon. You can see it's kind of a shiner type of minnow, and some of these could be bass, and bass are kill on sight if you ever catch them here. They're warm water fish, and our native species just can't quite compete with them. Almost all the way across here at this point. But water gets a little deeper over here by this side. If you can see anything cool there. There's some bigger fish. I don't know if you can see them without a polarized lens. Not in the school that I was in. Oh, there's a good size. This might be whitefish. Oh, had one surface here next to me. You can see those. There's kind of a big guy down there. Wish I knew what those were. They do have some pretty patterning on them. School of the shiners coming up through the middle. Well, sucker type fish right there might be what we used to call squaw fish, but I guess they renamed them, and I don't know if they just haven't come up with anything good to. Oh, there's a guy's got some red, and that right there is, I think, one of those squaw fish, probably a male with that bright red finnage. I don't know if you can see him there. But it's, I don't know. Can't even get my shadow to show him. There's a school of bigger ones here. Oh, it's like, why are you all looking at me? Alright, well, I don't see anyone on here as of yet. No questions. Also didn't let anyone know until about 7 minutes ago. You just never know what the situation around down here is going to be like. Actually, when I first got here, there wasn't hardly anyone here. And then as soon as it came time for the live stream, everyone started moving in around me. But yeah, there'll be some follow-up videos that'll be coming out probably over the, oh, there's a school, big school, over the next week. For my trip today, so I'm curious on seeing any of the other less boring videos. I'm not going to say exciting, but at least not as boring. Check them out. And if you're watching this in the replay, just let me know what you think. The sound quality. Last time I came down here and intended to live stream, the wind was just blowing like crazy. It was over 100 degrees, or about 101. So it wasn't very fun. Got some rocks, but it was just too loud to hear. But I think I'm gonna call it here. Just another moment. All right. Well, I'll end here with some of these rocks, and I'll do this again some other time. Any of you end up tuning in later, if you have any recommendations for me, please let me know. What is this? It's a really orange yellow rock, but it's not smooth, so not going home. Alright, well, if any of you know anything about any of the fish that we saw today, or it's like, no, all I could see was reflection of the water, I couldn't see any fish, that may very well be, but hopefully anyone intrigued by what a mid-August day in the middle of the Clark Fork River where it meets with the Bitterroot, what you'd find out in the water. See, because of the low water, we definitely have a concentration of little fishies, which helps the biggie fishies eat, I guess. So, yeah, definitely need a little more rain or cooler weather. All right, signing off. Thank you. Oh, whoa, hey. I see Jeff. Jeff is here. All right. Well, I was just wrapping everything up. Not doing any fishing, just doing some fish watching. Looking at some of the agate and quartz that I found today. Going to be collecting some sand for substrate for the aquarium. But yeah, my first test live stream. I wasn't sure if the wind. We have a steady breeze, not as bad as last time I was down here. Yeah, we have a bunch of standing out school of fish here just a moment ago. I don't know if you can make out any of those guys there. Out here we get some bigger fellas. And there's definitely just thousands of fish in here. I don't know if any of those are coming through. I think I had some good shots earlier. I'll have to see in the replay. Thank you. I was wondering about that. I'm kind of out in the middle of a kind of nowhere. Here comes the wind. It makes it harder to see through the water. Yeah, there's a bunch of these shiner type fish here. And some little sucker type fish. And not sure what the little bass look like. Bass are actually kill on sight here. And pike. Yeah, over 2/3 of the way out. Up to my knees. Got wind dies down so we can see some of these. Look at the deeper water. Smallmouth are kill on sight. We don't really have much largemouth. We every once in a while find a little pond with some, but just our winters get so cold here. Pretty much anything native is going to be something more like a trout. Oh, right there's a good size. Oh, a couple of them. I don't know if they're coming through at all. Right about a 8-incher is probably the biggest one there. Yeah, I don't have much with much colorization around here. Something just haven't seen because not having the bass. But these ones here, I think, are what they used to call squaw fish. They had to rename them, but they're kind of a pretty shiner type fish. Or they could be whitefish. We have whitefish in here too. Looks like they are coming through. Some of these have more of a leopard pattern on them. Find one of them. Yeah, like that guy right there. I don't know if that one comes through. more slender fish, but almost has like a, I don't know if that'd be a coolie loach type pattern, but get down here for a minute. Yeah, gonna be, oh, those bigger ones there. Kind of leopard pattern guy again. Don't want me getting too close unless they feel uncomfortable. But yeah, we normally don't have this concentration of fish in the river. This is just from extremely low water, which is typical this time of year. Yeah, looks like those guys almost, I don't know if they're doing any spawning or if they're just hanging out close. That one's got a white tail. That's kind of interesting. But yeah, part of why I was doing this live was actually going to show Henry where I get some of my rocks from. It's kind of a red. I think that's some type of quartzite or granite. It's not agate. Not very smooth. But he was kind of curious. Chubs, I'm not sure. That might just not be what we call them here in Montana, you know, type of thing. I'd have to take a look and see if that, or Fish Wildlife book, and see if that's a name that they use on some of them. But yeah, before pike, we used to have a lot of really big trout. Then they introduced trout or pike, and they ate all the trout. So we had a lot of really record trout around here for a while. It used to be when you'd look at these rivers at the logs laying like that, you'd see a bunch of, not sure what the weight would be, but you know, good 4 or 5 feet long. Yeah, closer you get to shore, the smaller the fry are. We'd like to catch them and try them in a tank, but not supposed to do that with any native species around here. You have to be quiet about it. See a big chunk of quartz. Yeah, there's this one place called Rainbow Lake where I used to go when I was young. My dad and uncle would go fishing, and if you get a good fish use it as bait, leave it out overnight with a great big hook in it, and usually about 6 a.m. start the fight, and sometimes you wouldn't get that thing pulled in till afternoon. They're just huge, good 4 or 5 feet and fat. But yeah, in that lake they've wiped out the trout population, so now they just kind of eat themselves and eat the crayfish. There's still some big ones in there though. Looks like the wind has died down a little bit. You'll get some clear shots. I'd like to see I know the pike aren't gone completely. It would be cool to see one swimming through here. But we get the sucker fish. Well, we have sturgeon also, which are big. It'd be kind of cool to see one of those. But the suckers, the native suckers that we have here, they'll get, a good 4, 5, 6 feet long. And they're narrow like a sturgeon, not like a catfish. But sometimes you can walk right up to them. And I'm really hoping to get some footage in the Bitterroot River of the crayfish there, but I'm starting to wonder if the pike got at least the big ones wiped out. Here we go. Good size ones there. The sucker type fish that we get here, they get 3, 4 feet, pretty regular. That's actually normally when I know they're a suckers, once they get over 3 feet long. And they'll kind of hang out under log piles and stuff like that. Yeah, the water's definitely nice here today. Wow, so I'm kind of in the middle of the school again. Well, that's kind of the hard thing. It's like growing up, called everything by its slang name or Montucky name. So a lot of this stuff that probably has a scientific name that people would recognize. This one with this leopard pattern on it, that's really got me amused. Can't tell if that one almost looks like it has tumors on its back, or maybe it's got bit. Yeah, I think the temperature right now, I think is about 80. So yeah, it was 100 the last time I was down here doing this. The breeze feels nice. Yeah, I don't think there's much more to show here. Just wanted to test out live streaming and see how it worked, and if I'd have any signal out here if I decided to do anything else. Hopefully they lift their fishing restrictions and get back to fishing, but they probably won't do that until spring or winter for ice fishing. But yeah, I want to thank you, Jeff, for tuning in, and I'm gonna go ahead and head on out and see what kind of trouble I can get myself into. All right, thanks again. Bye.